NFL season is always full of surprises, but one thing is certain. The battle for supremacy in 2025 will be as fierce as ever. With teams resetting their rosters and strategies during the offseason, it's time to take a closer look at how they stack up heading into Week 1. But here's where it gets controversial. How much do preseason power rankings truly matter? Let's dive into the details and see if your favorite team has what it takes to rise above the rest. At the top of the list sits the Philadelphia Eagles, who are determined not to call their current position a repeat, but rather a reiteration. The distinction may seem minor, but it speaks volumes about their mindset. This team isn't resting on its laurels. They're aiming higher. And this is the part most people miss. Success isn't just about talent. It's also about perspective. Right behind them are the Kansas City Chiefs, whose dominance in the AFC remains unchallenged. For now, their window of opportunity won't close until another team steps up and forces it shut. But who could that contender be? Perhaps the Buffalo Bills, who face mounting pressure to return to the Super Bowl stage after falling short last season. The Bills know the clock is ticking, and expectations weigh heavily on their shoulders. Speaking of contention, can the Baltimore Ravens finally climb to the pinnacle of the AFC playoff picture? They've been close before, but something always seems to hold them back. Meanwhile, in the NFC North, the Detroit Lions find themselves navigating tougher waters, with Micah Parsons joining their division rivals, the Green Bay Packers. Adding Parsons was a bold move by Packers management, particularly Ed Policy, signaling a new era for the franchise. Talk about making an immediate impact. Then there's Washington's Commanders, still trying to bridge the gap with the Eagles. It might take some time, though. On the flip side, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers continue to thrive under the radar. Every year, pundits count them out, yet they relish proving everyone wrong. Could this be the season they silence critics once and for all? In the AFC West, the Denver Broncos loom large as a potential roadblock for the Chiefs' quest to extend their streak of AFC championship appearances to 8 years. Over in Houston, losing Joe Mixon leaves a significant void, but Nick Chubb could surprise everyone if he rediscovers his pre-2023 form. However, uncertainty clouds the Los Angeles Rams, whose hopes hinge on Matthew Stafford staying healthy. A single injury could derail what promises to be a memorable campaign. Further down the rankings, the Minnesota Vikings appear poised with J.J. McCarthy ready to lead the charge. For the Cincinnati Bengals, patience paid off when they finally addressed lingering issues within the organization. Better late than never, right? And in San Francisco, Brock Purdy faces a critical test early in the season to prove his worth as the starting quarterback. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Chargers, where Omarion Hampton's readiness to shoulder the offensive load will play a pivotal role. Similarly, the Pittsburgh Steelers must decide whether the Aaron Rodgers experiment can bear fruit, or if it's destined to fizzle out. Speaking of experiments, Caleb Williams' development in Chicago under Ben Johnson could redefine the Bears' trajectory. What's his ceiling? That question alone should spark plenty of debate among fans. Seattle's Jalen Milroe adds intrigue to the Seahawks offense, though his expanded role may evolve gradually. Quietly building momentum, the Arizona Cardinals aim to make noise and compete for a wildcard spot. Meanwhile, don't sleep on the New England Patriots, who have a knack for transforming dramatically between Week 1 and Week 18. Will they pull off another miraculous turnaround? Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones might want to consider adopting George Costanza's do-the-opposite philosophy. It couldn't hurt at this point. In Atlanta, local TV stations are scrambling after a hilarious typo blunder involving Michael Penix Jr., reminding us that even off-field moments can go viral. Over in Indianapolis, kudos to the Colts for owning up to their mistake with Anthony Richardson. A lesson in accountability, albeit a costly one. The Las Vegas Raiders show signs of progress, even if they remain stuck in a brutally competitive division. As for the New York Jets, Aaron Glenn's positive influence will depend heavily on revamping the roster. Things get murkier for the Carolina Panthers, where internal tensions could boil over and lead to yet another coaching change. When and if drinks get thrown remains anyone's guess. Tennessee Titans fans are excited about Cam Ward. But questions linger about the roster surrounding him. How quickly can they elevate their supporting cast? Jacksonville's fate hinges entirely on Trevor Lawrence fulfilling the promise he showed 2 seasons ago. Is he ready to reclaim that magic? Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill stands out as a prime candidate to replicate Davante Adams' breakout performance from recent years. In New York, Giants faithful hope for a swift transition to Jackson Dart, which could stabilize the offense. Cleveland's brutal opening schedule sets the stage for either resilience or regression, potentially paving the way for Dylan Gabriel to step in later in the season. Finally, we arrive at the bottom of the rankings with the New Orleans Saints. It's concerning that Tyler Shaw failed to outshine Spencer Rattler in training camp, a sign that depth at key positions remains an issue. So, what do you think? Do these rankings align with your predictions? Or do you believe certain teams deserve more credit or scrutiny? Share your thoughts below. And don't hold back.